Welcome to Cisco AppDynamics Application Performance Management APM. I'm super excited, guys, to be your guide in this world of APM, to begin to drive you to get to see why it is so important. Absolutely, it's so important that you have visibility across your application ecosystem. My name is Chidi Kinsley. I'm a senior technology consultant. I've been working with diverse technology in the last couple of years. I became an AppDynamics certified expert in 2016, and I have quite a number of other certifications in the Cisco space. I'm also an AppDynamics implementation engineer. That is to say, I've got certification and I'm an expert in implementing this in enterprise network. This is it, guys. This is what we're going to be doing, man. This is not just PowerPoint of death. This is real stuff. We're just going to dive into this to understand basic concept and understand how you can actually implement this. Whether you want to implement this in your own organization, or you want to begin to sell this as a consultant, business consultant, or technology consultant organization, begin to do some sort of POVs or POC, depending on what you want to call it. In section 1, we're just going to begin this course by looking at introduction, looking at the APM and business insight and business expectation. What are the things that organizations are looking at that any APM vendor is going to provide? What are the things Gartner is saying about this? By the way, AppDynamics is Cisco product. All right, what are the things Gartner is saying? We're going to look at our lab environment. We're just going to build stuff from scratch. In section 2, we're going to look at the concept, the terminologies, the architecture, the modules and strategies to install, which is quite key for you to understand what we're doing. And so when we begin to add the agent monitoring on our application, it will begin to make a lot of sense. So here we'll look at architecture, concept, modules, what are the different application framework that is supported, and then from video 9 we'll begin to look at the installation requirement, the license and the license type. Okay, just in case you want to buy this, what are the license type that is available in the market that you can quickly purchase? Okay, in section 3 we'll look at actual installation of the agent to monitor our application. So we're just going to focus on a couple of Java-based applications. Guys, this is very sweet, guys. This is absolutely very sweet because we're just going to look at real application. We have some sort of online banking application that we're going to look at in the Java side of things, and we'll look at also a .NET based application. In section 4, we're going to look at introduction to the controller UI. You're going to understand these terminologies shortly. How you can navigate across the user interface, which is going to be the central point for all the monitoring that we're going to be doing. All right, in section 5, we'll look at the infrastructure visibility. We understand, that monitoring application is very important, but we also know that if the underlying infrastructure is not performing well, then obviously the application is going to be impacted. So we're going to see here in section 5 how AppDynamics helps us to actually provide that level of visibility down to the infrastructure. Talking about CPU, talking about RAM, talking about disk I/O, talking about network I/O, and all of that has one or two things to do with the infrastructure. We're looking at how we can install and look at how we can actually monitor. In section 6, we'll look at the database. Database is a major area of monitoring and contributes a lot when you look at performance monitoring. A lot of bottleneck we see within the application ecosystem, most of them stems from the database. Okay, and we're going to look at the database concept, the monitoring concept. We're going to also look at how you can actually install the AppDynamics database agent and how you can begin to pull some database related data. In section 7, look at the unified monitoring concept strategy of AppDynamics. So here AppDynamics is giving you that holistic approach, how you can monitor end to end. So within this foundation course, there are quite a lot to discuss, but we're trying to touch a lot of areas. Within this foundation course, we're looking at this unified monitoring concept as begins to touch the application layer, begin to touch the database layer, begin to have some infrastructure visibility. All right, and also we're going to look at health rules and alert. You want to be notified when things go wrong or when there is deviation from the set threshold. You want to be notified. We're going to look at how you're going to set health rules, basic stuff, and how you can get notified. What about section 8? In section 8, we're just going to look at the custom dashboard. All right, in custom dashboarding, we'll begin to look at, the information, what are the information you want to present to the users when you're done deploying AppDynamics. Okay, how you can extract this, the best practice, so that you can begin to give the executive the kind of dashboard they want to see. You can begin to give the database guy the kind of dashboard he wants to see. You can begin to give the infrastructure guy the kind of dashboard that he wants to see. Thank you, guys. I'm so excited, guys. We're just going to jump in and begin this real stuff. Thank you so much. Let's begin.